Hi everyone, today's evening headlines. Two villagers shot mistakenly in Arunachal Tirap. Sudden lifting of curbs not wise, says COVID-19 task force member. COVID-19, no fresh cases and deaths in Nagaland. 40,000 empty diesel from India reaches crisis hit Lanka as it struggles to mitigate power outage. On boundary issue, India and Nepal agreed to address it in a responsible manner through talks. News in details. Two villagers shot mistakenly in Arunachal Tirap. Two civilians were mistakenly shot at by the army in Tirap district of Arunachal Pradesh, army sources said on Saturday. The incident happened at Chasha village on Friday evening when the two villagers identified as Nopiak and Ramwang were returning home after fishing in a river, they said. The two villagers were sent to the Assam Medical College and Hospital in Dibrugarh by the army for treatment, they added. It was a case of mistaken identity, the army sources said. Sudden lifting of curbs not wise, says COVID-19 task force member. The sudden lifting of COVID-19 appropriate behavior and other related restrictions are not good as the pandemic is not yet over. Dr. Sunila Garg, member Lancet Commission and COVID-19 task force said on Saturday. Mask mandates must continue at crowded places since everybody is tired of wearing masks. Not finding them would lead to more people ditching it, which is not good as the pandemic is yet not over. Some parts of the world are facing another outbreak threat, Dr. Garg told the IANS. Dr. Garg said that there should be an integrated approach on lifting the COVID restrictions. Mask does not stop COVID infection only, but it also prevents other airborne infection, pollution, and other respiratory illness. Mask must be continued, she said. Removing mask mandates will bring the challenging burden of tuberculosis and drug-resistant TB, as such incidents were under control during last 2 years because of masks. 40,000 empty diesel from India reaches crisis hit Lanka as it struggles to mitigate power outage. A consignment of 40,000 metric tons of diesel from India reached Sri Lanka on Saturday, the fourth such assistance from New Delhi to mitigate the spike in power cuts in the island nation, which is facing an unprecedented economic and energy crisis caused due to shortage of foreign exchange. Power cuts lasting over 13 hours were imposed on Thursday, the longest cut since 1996 when a strike by the state power entity employees caused a 72-hour blackout. Officials of the state fuel entity, Ceylon Electricity Board, said the Indian diesel supplies would ease the ongoing power cuts. The power cuts effective Saturday are over 8.5 hours. On boundary issue, India and Nepal agreed to address it in a responsible manner through talks. Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla said on Saturday that India and Nepal have agreed to address the boundary issue in a responsible manner through dialogue. He made the comments at a press conference after a wide-ranging talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his visiting Nepalese counterpart Sher Bahadur Deuba. The Foreign Secretary said that the two sides stressed that politicization of such issues needs to be avoided. In his statement to the media, Deuba said the boundary issue was discussed and he urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi to resolve it through the establishment of a bilateral mechanism. Shringla said the border issue was briefly discussed at the meeting. The issue was briefly discussed. There was a general understanding that both sides needed to address this in a responsible manner through discussion and dialogue in the spirit of our close and friendly relationship, and politicization of such issues needs to be avoided, he added. That's all for now. To get this latest news, don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thank you.